My reaction was this is just going to help Trump.
President Trump, you're the man, bro. It is a damn travesty what they're doing to you.
Everything is failing us. Everything is a lie.
Hey everyone, welcome to Inverted World. I'm your host, Dylan Roth. Trump was found guilty by the New York City jury in this latest political hit job. And at first, many people were outraged, but this has turned out to be the biggest political mistake for the Democrats in history. And it only helps Trump 1,000%. Here's why. For starters, his donations have skyrocketed. The Trump campaign announced that they raised over $70 million since the verdict, and a total of over $140 million just in the month of May alone, which is insane. Trump also made an appearance at the UFC fight with roaring crowds.
Being ushered in by UFC CEO Dana White, Donald Trump is in the building, and the former president getting a standing ovation from the assembled masses here at UFC 302.
President Trump, you're the man, bro. It is a damn travesty what they're doing to you. I'll be donating to you, my man. Let's get it done.
And created his TikTok account, which got over 1.2 million followers in less than 24 hours. His poll numbers are through the roof. He is getting support from people who never even considered voting for Trump until now. Benny Johnson put together this collection of tweets, mostly from independent voters. I had no intention of voting for Trump until y'all started this shit. I have never voted for Donald Trump before, but I will certainly be voting for him now. The Democrats are a clear and present danger to truth, justice, and the American way. They must be defeated. MAGA. I have just made my first ever donation to the Trump campaign. I just donated $300,000 to President Trump. This independent is now voting for Trump. I have never voted for him before either. What a disgusting trial. I was undecided, but today's events have convinced me I am voting for Trump. I don't love Trump, but the far left just pushed me into his camp. What a joke. Fine, I guess I'm MAGA now. I'm an RFK guy, and so I can't believe I'm saying this, but I just donated to Trump 24. I just can't take this anymore. These freaks are destroying our country. I don't even like him. I'm just tired of the left, tired of DEI and gun laws and tax hikes and climate nonsense and billions to foreigners. I'm not voting for the man. I'm voting for the pissed off bull in a china shop who wants to burn DC to the ground. Now, why are we seeing all of this? Because the American people realize that the weaponization of the law and the media to silence, bankrupt, jail, and keep political opponents off of the campaign trail is un-American. And what is this supposed crime that Trump committed? That his bookkeeper made an error, something that should have been kept as a misdemeanor but was raised to a felony?
Legal expense was marked down as legal expense. Think of it. This is the crime that I committed, that I'm supposed to go to jail for 187 years for. When you have violent crime all over this city at levels that nobody's ever seen before, where you have businesses leaving, and businesses are leaving because of this, because heads of businesses say, man, we don't want to get involved with that. I could go through the books of any business person in this city, and I could find things that in theory, I guess, let's indict him, let's destroy his life. But I'm out there, and I don't mind being out there because I'm doing something for this country, and I'm doing something for our Constitution. It's very important, far beyond me. And this can't be allowed to happen to other presidents. It should never be allowed to happen. But this is far beyond me. This is bigger than Trump. This is bigger than me. This is bigger than my presidency. Because the public understands, and they understand what's going on. This is a scam. There's a rigged trial.
How can they justify destroying a man's life over this? How can they justify brazen election interference over an accounting error, let alone an entire case that was dropped years ago and charges that now exceed the statute of limitations? The people see that this is a corrupt, two-tiered justice system. The support is only growing for Trump, and not just for the man himself, but our country and the values that criminal elites are seeking to destroy. They may think that they can get away with branding Trump Trump as a criminal, but it's only going to backfire. I went to Trump Tower in New York City the day after the verdict. He was giving a press conference, and I spoke to fellow supporters outside, including a journalist from Real America's Voice who was in the courtroom on the day of the verdict. Last night, Trump was found guilty on all 34 counts involving his Stormy Daniels case. This is just the same continuation of the witch hunt. We're gonna talk to some people and hear what their reactions were. Okay, so you were in the courtroom. Tell me about what you saw.
As soon as they announced that they had a verdict, you could cut the tension with a knife. And when you walked in and when they started going through the different counts, you can feel the people who hated Trump. It was like they were giddy. They were excited.
The judge may be conflicted in some ways. The jury may be biased in some ways based on the statistical numbers here in this district. We know the witnesses and the people that the prosecution brought up, like, for example, Michael Cohen. Again, he lied under oath, and he admitted on the stand that he actually committed a crime stealing from Trump. So these are just, minor details about this entire trial. And then we get this conviction of something that was, a misdemeanor 10 years ago, and they brought it up to a felony because of election interference. Though we thought that Russia interfered in the election, now we see no, he won the election because of this payment. So it's like it's a bit confusing. It's a sad day, I think, for average Americans. That again, the justice system isn't working as it's supposed to.
I was devastated. I was outraged. I was fired up. I couldn't believe. Well, I guess I'm naive, but I couldn't believe this jury would convict an innocent man. But I guess in a democratic Marxist city, of course, that's to be expected. The man committed no crime. He got together with a prostitute. He gave her a little extra money to hush up, and there's no crime there. Meanwhile, we have murderers, rapists, thieves running loose on the city of New York thanks to Kathy Hochul's insane bail reform bill.
Legally speaking, you have to find someone guilty unanimously on each count. So I don't think they did that. And the judge, he's a Democratic shill. Everybody knows that because his daughter is involved in the Democratic campaign for Joe Biden. So that's a conflict of interest, and he should have recused himself.
What was your reaction when you heard the news last night?
我以为在中国，中国是怎么样？他说你有罪，你就有罪；你没罪，你也有罪。他说你没罪，你就没罪，哪怕你有罪，你也没罪。欲加之罪，何患无辞？给你加上去的东西，它就扣在你的脑袋上。我没想到这个自由民主的国家能够对一个前总统做这个，那普通人怎么办？
The way that the judge is elected, the Democratic machine, the congressman of the local district, is usually who get him on the ballot, whose name as a candidate for judge is be on the petition of the congressman, which it should be illegal. Their petition to become a judge is going in the same petition with the congressman, with the state senator, with the state assembly, on their district. So if they want to become judge again, or anyone who want to become judge of the state, they have to do that. They have to kiss their hands or whatever to the people who are in the Democratic machine.
Plan A was the impeachments. Plan B was civil cases. Plan C was criminal cases. I think there's so much room to push us to keep pushing us over. But I can give you 1,000 examples of crime that goes unchecked or unpunished. But then when a guy that's running for president has a $140,000 severance pay package that's questionable to an ex-employee or whatever you want to call it, that's when the real crime happens in New York City. There is no justice system in New York. There's only criminal system where the criminals get whatever they want.
The man is only going to bounce back from this and get more support, and the boomerang comes back, and when it comes back, it's going to come to get you, hopefully Hochul, hopefully you, Letitia James, hopefully you, Bragg, and the coup de grace, Mayor Eric Adams. I hope we're coming for you next, you bum loser.
My reaction was this is just going to help Trump. This is just securing his election. This is just waking more people up. I know people who are not Trump supporters, but when they saw what they did to him, it was a moment of awakening. So I think a lot of people are waking up. I think this is only good for Trump.
Defending Trump, as I am here now, is defending the Constitution of the United States. Defending Trump, as I am doing right now, is defending the freedom of democracy, the freedom of speech in the United States.
I thought it would at least be a hung jury because there was no case, but it was rigged. President Trump, when he put out that truth that said that Mother Teresa couldn't even beat those charges, he was right on.
We made it to the moment that we've all been waiting for, and that's the mass awakening of the population.
You can just feel this great awakening happening. The energy is shifting. You can just tell that nobody cares about the political theater that they were trying to pull. And Trump doesn't really seem to care if he goes to jail.
When it comes to the legal maze that you're still facing, and the judge could decide to say, hey, house arrest or even jail.
It
How
could.
do you face what that could look
I'm okay with it. I saw one of my lawyers the other day on television saying, "Oh no, you don't want to do that to the president." I said, "You don't beg for anything. You just the way it is. Think of it. They have all my books. You know, they went to for 5 years. They sued me getting my tax returns. Right at the end of 5 years, they got them. The Supreme Court actually gave it to them. That was the end of it. That was it. They never found anything."
After all, if he's in jail, which will never happen because this will get overturned on appeal, Trump can still win the election and then pardon himself. It's also interesting what sort of precedent this sets for politicians in the future. Democrats are chanting that no one is above the law, so can you say the same about the Bidens, the Obamas, the Clintons, and their egregious crimes that they have yet to be held accountable for?
Trump only screwed a porn star, meanwhile Obama the whole country.
Remember in 1999 when Bill Clinton paid Paula Jones $850,000, bringing an official end to the 4-year saga spurred by her allegations of sexual harassment? When does the hush money trial for Bill Clinton begin? Let's hope that Trump launches serious investigations into Hillary, Obama, Hunter Biden, and all their treasonous acts once he gets into office. In that same Fox and Friends interview, he also mentions that once he's president, he will declassify 9/11 files, Epstein, and the JFK files.
Would you declassify the 9/11 files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah. I did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
Interesting how none of the Epstein clients were charged with anything before Trump was found guilty on all 34 counts of nonsense charges. Let's see how the woke revolutionaries try to explain that one.
Apparently, he's guilty of crimes and no one really could specify much, but, I'm worried about the future of The Apprentice. And if I can't watch my favorite show, if they're not going to do the reboot, I'm going to lose my mind.
Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Inverted World, and I will see you all next time.
We want to thank today's sponsor, Dr. Stella Emanuel. If you remember her from 2020 amid the pandemic, she went viral when she went on with America's frontline doctors, accurately purporting that social distancing and masking was nonsense, and shared her firsthand experience successfully treating patients with hydroxychloroquine. And what did they do? Smear her, of course. Well, she was right. Using the code FIGHTERS, you'll get 5% off any of her detox kits, COVID care, and more. Go to drstellamd.com for a list of all of her products, and don't forget to use the code FIGHTERS for a discount.